What's up, guys? Brendan Hufford here, 100 Days of SEO. I'm so excited if you're new here. My name is Brendan Hufford. I'm the SEO director at Click Studios. I've done a ton of SEO consulting and agency work and a bunch of my own projects. I am here in this 100-day project producing a video, audio podcast, and blog posts every single weekday for 5 months with the goal of radically transforming somebody else's life with SEO the same way mine has. Today we have Jason Zook on for Friends Friday. I'm so excited. Jason is somebody who's done a ton of amazing projects. He's built $1 million business literally wearing t-shirts for brands before influencer marketing was even a thing, really before even YouTube and live streaming and vlogging were things. He was a daily vlogger like back in the day when there wasn't even a word for that. He's this amazing person. He's one of the people that told me to quit my job and instead of trying to pursue my business full time to go work for an agency and learn the craft of SEO before trying to go out on my own. And I've just absolutely fallen in love with my career and where I'm at, and I love Click Studios and being the SEO director there, and to say that he has had a huge impact on my life would be a gross understatement. Currently, he and his wife Caroline run an online community called Wandering Aimfully. You can check that out. The link is in the description along with all the other links that we're going to mention here today. But I want to dive into an interview that Jason and I did not too long ago and just talk about what is his approach to SEO. What mistakes do people make with content? He has such a unique take on things. He does everything. It's actually the title of his book that's coming out is Do It Differently. And that's something he believes in. It's something I believe in. It's the reason that I do link building and SEO a little bit differently from everybody else. So let's jump into that interview and I'll catch you on the back end of it. Jason, thanks for coming on 100 Days of SEO.
Let's do it. Also, I'm glad we're both in the Blue Shirt Club. I don't know if this is a mandatory thing that you're going to do, but good that we have this going.
I'm into it. Right. It's actually, it's going to be for every guest. It's actually, it's for our sponsor, Hrefs.
Good brand.
It's a brand color for them. Cool, man. So I wanted to ask first, you've always done really well, even with all of your projects and folding one site into the next and things like that with search. Like, what is your general approach when it comes to SEO?
Well, at first it was no approach whatsoever. So it was just write content that I thought would be helpful or fun or interesting that I would read. And I think for a lot of people, they write content first for SEO as opposed to writing like, would a human want to read this or would I want to read this? And I think a lot of people, if they read back the stuff that they write and publish, they go, that's kind of boring. It's not really fun. Like, I don't really care about that. But then as I got a little bit further, I did start actually thinking about SEO and going, okay, there is a foundation of stuff that I can do. And so for me, it's very basic. It's to write the article first of the topic that's on my mind, the problem I want to solve, and then go, okay, what is the key phrase or the key takeaway from this? And then I go, all right, is that a word or is it a keyword? And now can I pepper that throughout the H1, the H2, the H3? Is it in the meta description? Is it in, like I use Yoast for WordPress? Is it in there properly? And that's really it. Like, I don't think about it beyond those things. And I give myself the permission to understand, hey, the way SEO works, this is probably not going to matter for a year, maybe 2 years. And I've just seen that over and over again. It just takes so long for Google to pick up things, at least for the way that I've been publishing. So I try not to think about it much more than setting the foundation, being thoughtful, being helpful in what I'm writing, hopefully interesting, and then letting Google kind of figure out the rest.
Mm-hmm. So instead of taking like all right, here's a keyword, here's an opportunity, and then like pursuing it from that, it's like, hey, here's a significant problem that I feel uniquely able to solve. And then I'm going to like really thoroughly solve it in whatever I'm writing.
Yeah, and I think that you can go both ways. I mean, if you have like a niche site and like a coffee roasting site or whatever, like our mutual friend Matt did, and that makes sense to then do keyword research on things about that and then write articles about that. But I think for a lot of us who kind of own our own small businesses or kind of just generally like to write and share things about our experiences in life, it's hard to search stuff to then write about. It's more about here are experiences and lessons I've learned in life and that I want to share and I want to help people get through faster than I got through them. And let me figure out how SEO fits into that. And maybe it doesn't for a lot of those, but it does for some. And then that becomes all the traffic that you hopefully need organically to help sustain all the other stuff that doesn't get organic traffic that you just keep publishing because you like to publish it.
So kind of giving yourself permission to publish stuff that like, hey, this is not, nobody's ever going to search for
Totally.
this.
But a lot of people may share it and bookmark it and enjoy it, and it may bring them value, but Google's never going to have an answer for someone's question because it's not something that people are asking Google for. It's more something that you came up with. And that's something I think about too all the time of like, is someone going to Google to search for this question? Oh, they're not? Okay, well, that's not going to stop me from writing this thing because I still want to share it and it's still helpful. But if someone is asking Google a question and I can answer that question, then I think it is helpful to think about that content as well. But it's not to obsess over that part of it because that's a losing sum game. You're just going to be chasing the algorithm and the updates and the SEO changes and all that stuff, as opposed to just writing what's unique to you that you can constantly share and produce content about.
So is that, it sounds to me like this isn't, your approach to SEO is not any different than your approach to like creating content in general.
Not really. I mean, I just try not to let anything dictate my content creation that's out of my control. Because once I do that, then I'm probably not really going to enjoy it. And I'm not going to create from a place of actually enjoying it all the time. And it's going to then just feel constantly like work that I don't want to be doing. And it's work I have to be doing, as opposed to just going like, oh, what do I want to write about? Oh, okay, cool. Some SEO terms fit into this, some keywords, some phrases, whatever. Awesome. And maybe this has a chance to rank. And like one of those for me was my How to Start a Business with No Money and No Ideas article. I wrote that article in 2015. It's just now, 2019, as we're recording this, on the homepage of Google. Just now, almost 4 years later, it has been dormant. Nothing has changed. It just randomly started getting picked up now, and I don't know why. And this is the kind of the magic of SEO is you plant these seeds. And it's like I wanted to write that article a long time ago because a lot of people asked me about it, but Google didn't reward me for that effort for many years. And you know, that's not a sexy thing for people to think about or look forward to, but it is just something to acknowledge and understand.
Yeah, so it's now that it's on Wandering Aimfully, it's getting like picked up more. Yeah. Do you think I would guess it's because you kind of folded in so much into the new website. It's more authoritative and probably picked up more links. I don't know. I would just guess like the overall authority of the website, kind of like the rising tide raises all the boats. You know, if you have one thing get picked up on a site and gets a lot of traction and gets some links and stuff, and the overall site authority goes up, everything else will start climbing too.
I think it's also the nature of maybe what people are searching for and then clicking through with those specific phrases. So I think like maybe a couple of years ago, people wanted the entrepreneur.com article, the Business Insider article when they wanted to start a business with no money. Yeah. But then you read those articles and they're just worthless. You know, like vapid. It's someone who's never started a business, who's just trying to, again, like rank for those keywords or whatever. And I think as Google is getting smarter and as, you know, it's just becoming more human result-based things, when you see a site that's a person who has a business and you can go to it and go like, oh, this is a creative business. I want to read this article now. It's not just some like big entity. So I do think that that's also the shift where you can see like, hey, if you have a smaller website or you have a personal blog or you have, you know, whatever it is, you can actually compete with the entrepreneurs of the world, the business insiders, all these people, because people want to read stuff from people, not just from organizations.
Yeah. And I think we can all agree that nobody enjoys reading an article on Forbes. Ever.
No, not at all. Because you got to click the stupid thing to turn your ad blocker off, and no one wants to do that. So I'm like, all right, goodbye, Forbes. Like, I'm not reading any articles on your site because I don't want all your ads.
Every time. So kind of last question, what do you like, what's one of the biggest mistakes that you see people making, especially beginners, when it comes to SEO?
I think it's chasing after trying to rank. I think that's the biggest mistake. I think the best thing that you can do is be consistent and authentic about the content that you can create. And if that's like a personal blog about your life and you've, you know, pepper in some lessons and things that you've learned, great. Let Google figure it all out later, or do what I did in 2014, which was I wrote consistently for about 2 years. It was 104 weeks straight, an article, an email, and I literally did nothing with SEO on any of them. And then about 2 years into that, I think we started chatting and I started understanding some of the like the little things that I could do, and it didn't feel so complex and so crazy. Then I went back in and I optimized a couple of the articles that made sense, and that started to reward me. So it was less about from the beginning thinking about ranking and more of, oh, I've already created all this content. Now can I go back in and do a little content audit and see, all right, what actually is going to have a chance to rank? What are people potentially searching for now that maybe they weren't searching for 2 years ago that I wrote about? Let me update those things. And I just think people go too quickly to the like, let me optimize all my things. Let me try and rank everything. I got to write the perfect content, blah, blah, blah. And you see that it just doesn't work quickly enough for that to be worth your time.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. Awesome. Thanks for hanging out, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Hope it was helpful.
All right, guys, so I hope that was super helpful. Here's what I want you to do right now. Take action. Subscribe to the podcast. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're watching this on YouTube. Or hop over to the blog. Go to 100daysofseo.com. Check out what we have over there. We're building out a really cool 5-day SEO challenge where you can actually make a tangible difference in your business using SEO in just 5 days. Head over there and I'll catch you in the next video. I've been Brendan Hufford. No, that's not my name. Brendan Fufford. I've been Brendan Hufford. Don't forget to work hard, be nice people, and don't get too lost trying to create something that matters.